Well, hey guys, it's Retro Dad. Welcome to Review in a Few, Volume 13, Dodge and Blade, about Super Dodgeball and Power Blade. Both are newer reviews, in fact, some of them are brand new reviews. So sit back and relax and enjoy Volume 13, Dodge and Blade. Super Dodgeball, released in 1989 for the NES. It's loosely based on the arcade game of 1987. Developed by Technos, the makers of Double Dragon and River City Ransom, it was published by CSG ImageSoft. In Japan, it was published by Technos. Super Dodgeball is about a newly formed USA dodgeball team that set out to conquer the dodgeball world by doing the 3Ds. Ducking, dodging, and dodging. I'll add one extra letter, T, throwing. So the 3Ds and the 1T. The rest of the teams are more experienced, and to top it off, the game sort of revolves around the Cold War. USSR has dominated the dodgeball sport for the last decade.
In Soviet Russia, dodgeball dominates you.
We can't have Russians win again. So the American team must win 9 matches and become the World Cup champions. USA, USA, USA. You start in America by playing against another American team. The winner represents America and the loser, well, loses. Super Dodgeball has a team of 6, 3 players in the arena and 3 players outside of it. You play dodgeball. You try not to get hit and you throw the ball at the opposing team. If you're used to rules in school where you catch a ball and a teammate re-enters, well, this isn't school. This is a game of death. Both teams have health bars, and it's your job to eliminate all opponents in the arena. You do that by ending their existence on this 8-bit planet. Once all their life bar is gone, they go to that great dodgeball arena in the sky. They turn into angels and float in the air. It's funny, cutesy, and very rewarding when you do so. When you hit their last remaining player in the inner court for the final time, he goes to that better play field. Your teammates celebrate your victory, while the guys in the outer court cry. You might be thinking they're crying because they lost. I think they're crying over 3 deceased friends and teammates. When you catch a ball, it doesn't do anything, except stopping you from getting hit. You can throw it back or pass to your teammates. Dodging is an option as well. You can do a special called Power Shots. Power Shots make your throw more powerful. The computer can do it too, or if you're playing with a friend, they have the ability to do it as well. Depending on the teammate, their power shot may be different or have more power behind it. You do a power shot by running and pressing B, or running and then jumping and pressing B. It doesn't always work, but when it does, you can knock off a lot of health if you successfully hit them. They can catch it as well. You can use your outside men, the ones in the outer court, to throw at the other team or pass. The opposite is true as well. If your friend or computer is using them and you get hit, you can always retaliate. Sweet dodgeball vengeance. God, I love this game. It's brutal. It's sweet hitting them. Before you begin a match, you can swap out the positions of the players. I recommend always keeping Sam. He's the best player overall in the American team. Certain players could be faster or could catch better than others. Each team you play against tends to get tougher, although India seems to take the most time to beat, at least for me. They pass so frequently to each other, especially if India is down to a single team member in the inner court. It just drags on longer than others. The courts are different too depending on the team. Iceland has ice. It adds an extra layer of difficulty and mixes up the gameplay a tad. Russia's team has the most health. They're good at dodgeball too. Once you take out the last red menace, there is a twist. You're not done. There's one more match. You need to play against the evil version of the American team. Or maybe they're just clones. Or maybe they're evil communist clones. The lighting strobe effect is cool, but is distracting. Hope you're not photosensitive because it happens quite a bit. Once you defeat your evil commie doppelgangers, you win the cup. The American team celebrates in the red square, proving the 1980s America could win over Russia, and we rub it in. USA, USA, USA. There are 3 different game modes in Super Dodgeball. World Cup, we just talked about this. 2 players against each other, and Beanbag. Beanbag is all-out battle royal. You can play solo or with a friend. It's last man standing unless you yourself get eliminated. Super Dodgeball is a blast. It's an excellent NES title. The game is mostly simple but very enjoyable. It's a game you can quickly pick up and play with ease. Super Dodgeball is a fast-paced action sports game with humor and a decent challenge. The mere fact you kill in Dodgeball makes it even better. The music is very interesting. Each region is represented by a soundtrack. In the World Cup, you can only play as the American Pro team. That doesn't bother me, but it might have added more variety by allowing to pick a different team, or even maybe as a second playthrough. The sprite flicker is pretty bad. At times, multiple players and even the ball itself might vanish due to the flicker. Still, it is a necessary component for some games to be able to be played on the NES. That's really my only major complaints. The strobe and the flicker. Everything else is solid. Super Dodgeball is a very fun game, but it's not a very common one. Surely not the rarest NES title in physical form, but you don't find it very often in the wild or even at stores. There are other ways to play the game, such as digital re-releases and even on a compilation or two. If you haven't played it before, I recommend it. And if you have, play it again.
Really love Super Dodgeball. Fantastic game. Love it.
Some of the best games that come out on the Nintendo Entertainment System was published or developed by third-party companies. Capcom was one such company. Another was Taito. Taito released many great games on the NES. One of those happens to be Power Blade. Today is considered a classic NES title. Power Blade was released in North America in 1991. Power Blade is a science fiction action platformer. In Power Blade, you control the protagonist Nova, the master of the Power Blade, or cyber boomerangs. You can use boomerangs to attack enemies in 8 different directions. The game takes place in the year 2191. A master computer, which controls safety and everything else important to Earth. One day, it goes a little berserk. And now it's up to Nova to restore society and shut down the master computer. To do this, you must travel to 6 different sectors, aka stages, to obtain a passkey. First, you must find an undercover agent to help you gain access to each sector by giving you an ID. Some sectors, you will find the secret agents easier and a little quicker. A few may take longer. You might have to travel all through the stage looking for a person waving at you. Similar to the Mega Man games, you have the ability to choose which sector you want to play in which order. Some stages are longer and more difficult, especially if you're new to Power Blade. The sectors each have their own unique atmosphere and theme. Some are subtle differences to more noticeable ones. It's up to the player, but it really doesn't matter in which order. Once you get the ID from your contact, you enter the sector's locked door and fight a guard, aka stage boss. Like the hidden agents, you might have to run around looking for the secure door. Most stages, this isn't much of an issue. If you die and restart the level, you don't have to worry about finding the contacts again, which is a nice touch. Attacking enemies will sometimes give you items. Burgers restore health. You can get grenades. They're useful in boss fights and just to clear the screen of enemies. Other items may be power upgrades for the boomerang. One will give you the ability to throw farther, or multiple boomerangs. As you play through Power Blade, look for the orange power-up. If you find it, you will get the powerful power suit. Try saying that 3 times fast. Powerful power suit, powerful power suit, powerful power suit. Okay, maybe it's not that hard after all. That powerful power suit will give you a strong enemy destroying beam. You won't take damage from enemies while wearing it, but if you get hit 3 times, it is taken away. There are a few power suits in certain sectors, so you have a chance to obtain another one once you get hit 3 times. After you disarm all 6 sectors and defeat each guardian, you will go to the final stage. In stage 7, you don't have to worry about finding another agent. You have access to the door once you locate it. Your only goal is to fight the master control computer. Stage 7 has a lot of enemies, but it is a fun stage. Once you discover the door, it is easy to track it down again once you lose all your extra lives. The control computer has 2 forms. The first form, it will disappear and reappear. Just make sure you dodge its projectiles, jump, and get some boomerangs in the air. After a while, you'll bring down that AI's health to 0. The second form isn't as sneaky, but fire falls from the ceiling, and you have to hit the computer when the glass shield is open. That's basically it. Good job, Nova! You will get accommodations and a thank you. Taito's Power Blade is one of those NES titles that unfortunately fell off many early 90s gamers' radars. Yes, it was advertised in Nintendo's prestige magazine, Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power issue 23 features Power Blade on the cover and goes into detail in the game. Still, even with it advertised heavily in issue 23, I don't remember anyone that I personally knew growing up ever owning Power Blade or actually playing the game, anytime in the 90s. I didn't play until I was much older and it was in the 2000s. It's a shame really. The controls are responsive and precise. The music is excellent. The gameplay is engaging, which is the most important aspect of any game. You keep playing. There is challenge to the game, but it's not unfair, it's balanced. Even if you happen to die, it's easy to upgrade your blades again. It's not a perfect game either. Tracking down secret agents can be annoying at times. Nova looks goofy as he runs. Just small critiques. I understand why it's considered a console classic. It's a terrific game with lots of action and challenge. The boss fights are really fun. I'll sum it up in 3 words. Power Blade is great.
I salute you, Nova. Godspeed. Well, that's it for this review and a few. Have fun. Go game. See you later. Look out for the next volume. If you like what you watch, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Get to know about what else I'm posting. I do a lot more stuff on TikTok with shorter videos. Please sub, follow, like, comment, and see you later.